Hello again. You may have seen that we put up about a week ago a short about us creating a custom lighting panel for Phoebe Jo. While we're waiting for some componentry and switches and whatnot, I thought that we could talk you through the process of how we create these custom panels and custom labels and all that kind of thing using a laser engraver, and the process kind of from start to end. So if you follow me to the screen, we'll go and see what's what.
So this is an app called Lightburn, and it's quite simple to use. So you see, I'm just going to enter some text. And get that right. Then I select it, move it around so it doesn't interfere with something else. Pick up one of my pre-made boxes that I've got in that same size, move it over the middle, wait for the crosshairs to change, that's centered. Then what I do is I'm now going to group that so that when I move it around it doesn't move just the text, and then copy and paste for another one because I need two of these, and that's that. And now I'm just going to tidy it up to be efficient, so move over to align horizontally, and then we'll move them a bit closer together, don't want to waste plastic. Move that, and then we'll select more, just close up the gaps again. One away, that's it. Okay, so that's it. Save it as usual.
So we're now at the laser engraver. You can see it's a Creality Falcon 2. It's a 22 watt diode laser. So I've got this lined up. This is our acrylic with a white background. There it is. White on that side, red on this side. The red layer is about 0.3 millimeters thick, I am led to believe. And what we do is we line it up and put it on this mesh, which is called a honeycomb. We put it on this honeycomb, and then we've got little magnets here because the honeycomb's made of steel. Got little magnets that hold it all in place, so you can hold it down with a magnet. And the laser carriage here is clear of this little these little magnets. That's why they're nice and thin, and that will keep everything flat. I'll just put a bit of a curve in it. I'll just do that there. Like that. And now give it a tap. Yeah, that all seems alright. And then we send the laser home like that. Okay, right, now over to the computer to press go. But what we'll do first is we'll frame, which is asking the laser to give me the widest expanse of where it's going to cut, so we make sure we don't go off the side of the material. Okay, so we hit frame to see where the laser is going to go. It's the extreme limits of where it's going to engrave or cut, so we just make sure that it stays on the plastic, which it does. So now we've checked that, safety goggles on, and we'll hit go. Press start, and away we go. So this job, it's telling me, will take 1 hour and 25 minutes. So it's probably best that I'll give you a little look at what's happening, and then we come back at the end. There we go, look. Lovely sharp white letters. Pleased with that. The hissing you can sound is the hissing you can hear is an air pump that aids with the cutting and clearing the material, the burnt off material. It does smell a bit, but as this is acrylic, the smell is just unpleasant rather than deadly. If you cut ABS or something like that, you'll produce hydrogen cyanide, which is a fairly unpleasant gas, as you probably know by its name. So I'm happy with that. Look at that. That's very good. Right, so we'll see how that prints and how that cuts. Come back to you in an hour and 20.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So here we are, we're about 50 minutes in to the job now. The reason why it takes so long is that the fill operation, which does the text so clearly, is, as you can see, it's like a very, very slow printer. But having patience gets you a beautiful finish. I'm quite new to this, but it's a good learning process. There's lots of help online, lots of YouTube videos and things, but they all, of course, all have different ideas, and it's all dependent on material. So we'll come back. Hopefully, I'll time a comeback for when it starts cutting, and we can see that.
It's been days and days and days and days, Frank.
Right, so here we are, we're cutting now. You can see on the left there's some that have been completed, and I can see they've got quite a nice clean cut actually. So minimal sanding required at the end of that. So that's looking good. These are... Well, let's see what we've got then, shall we? It looks good for now. You can see clear marks around all of the things, all of the labels. I'll take the magnets off. That's it. And lift up and see what happens. Ooh, 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 ooh. Little shake. And look at that. Okay, right, happy with that so far. So let's have a look at one to start with. Have a look at, so the lettering's lovely and clear. It looks pretty white. It's slightly off-white to me, but I'll give it a clean, because often it's just smoke. And that's the back, nice and clean. The edges are smooth. Yeah, I'd say smooth enough, pretty much. Maybe a little rub with a bit of kind of 400, 500 grit. Wet and dry or something will get that nice and sharp, but I think that stuck to a bulkhead. What have we got? Engine raw water inlet, so yeah, that's got to be nice and clear, hasn't it? Diesel heater fuel pump, just so if anyone wonders what things are. So yeah, okay, so join me in the warm when I will talk through the last of it and maybe do a little bit of a clean-up. Okay, so we're now back in the study, in the warm, and we're going to just clean up one of these panels just so you can see if there's any improvement. This is just a Worth industry cleaner, cleans industry. Bizarrely, it smells of grapefruit, and we'll give it a bit of a clean. Dirty old microfiber, bit of a spray, give it a dwell for a couple of seconds. Another cloth. There we go. That's coming up a bit whiter. I hope that comes out on camera. And it clears off the scorch marks around the edge. I don't know what temperature the laser works at, but it's very hot. So there we go, nice and clean and ready. So that's pretty much the process. The reason why we're making these things is that Phoebe Jo is new to us. And of course, you need to know where seacocks are, where switches are, what switches are important, and that kind of stuff in order to maintain safety. So we just decided that some big bright red labels would do the job. We will also be doing some indicator labels. So for example, this one, engine raw water inlet, I'll make a slightly bigger one with some arrows on it above where the raw water inlet is, because it's tucked away in under the bunks in one of the aft cabins. So it's quite an important one to know, and basically for all of the crew to know where it is. As it is, it's in the guest cabin, so I'll just scream at the guest and say, turn the water off. So that's it. All we've got to do now is stick some 3M VHP tape on the back and locate them on the boat. We've got some more to make, but I'm not going to show you through the whole lot because that would be a bit crazy and take a long time. If you're interested in this, by all means, drop me a note. Drop us a note in the comments or below. If you want some doing, I'm quite happy to do it as a kind of a little bit of a side hustle. So if you think, oh, I could do with a label for this, or I could do with some labels, drop us a note. And I'm sure we can sort it out. It's no problem. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this little video. It's not a full thing. We're desperate to get back out on the water. We're going to go down to the boat in the next week or so, and hopefully we'll do a bit of filming there when we're going to talk about doing the rudder bearings and some other bits and bobs and clearing up the anti-fouling and general kind of getting it ready for back in the water. We also might do a bit of a walkthrough and maybe talk through the other major jobs that we've got to do. So we've got to replace the rig and that kind of stuff, change the standing rigging, and we'll probably take off some halyards to give them a clean because they're all green. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you do, please like, please subscribe. Channel's really in early days. We've got 16 subscribers right now. I'd love some more. We'd love some more. More views, more ticks, more thumbs up, and engage us in the comments, and it all helps the algorithms for the channel to grow. Thank you very much. We're also on Instagram, don't forget that. So we'll put most of the stuff on Insta too. Cheers, take care, bye bye.